Just checking. Making sure it's working.
So Riley, you said you want me to touch on the industry and then pass it to SJ, or
Yeah, we're live, just so you know.
We're live.
okay, perfect.
Just making sure they can hear us. Or should we just start? Alright, we're live. Alright, let's get started. Welcome everyone to this webinar launching call. Thanks, Shawnee. I'd just like to welcome all you guys onto the call. Obviously, whoever invited you to this call obviously likes, trusts, and respects you enough to want to share this and want to work with you. Today's launching call, we've got some pretty interesting people on the call. We've got John Clifford. He's an executive leader in the States. He's been doing this for about 2 years, and he's currently up at about 4:30 in the morning to jump on this call and give you guys a whole bunch of information. So take your pens out and take notes. I've also got Sarah Plumpton. She's a leader from Mackay. She's pretty damn inspirational. I mean, she pushes me a lot. She's not actually in my team, but she's just helping out. But yeah, guys, I just want to kind of insist, like, all I want to get you to get this from this website, from this webinar, is just kind of understand how this can help you either mentally, physically, or just in a health-wise. So if you guys have an open mind, you're going to get a lot out of this. So that's all I can just say, is just have an open mind and then just understand, kind of think of not what it is now, but how it can help you in the long run. So my name's Riley. I've been doing this for about 9 months, currently sitting in my dorm room at university, just doing the first webinar, getting things going. So it's about 9 months. I was currently doing like building. I've always had bigger goals and aspirations and just wanted to go a little higher than where that currently was going to take me. So I initially had a really open mind. I then heard of a guy called Robert Kiyosaki. I'm not sure if any of you guys have heard of him. He's like a business lord, helps all the top business guys. And I started reading a bit about him, and what I really learned from him was something that really touched base with me, is that he divided everyone up into 4 categories. You got your employees, your self-employed, your big business owners, and your investors. And what I got from that is 3% of those people own 97% of the wealth. So your 3%, the big business and the investors, 97% of people just go into employers or self-employed, just working for someone else just to make someone else's dreams come true. I mean, that didn't really seem like something for me, so I just really resonated with the 3%. I'm like, well, what are they doing that I'm not doing? What do I have to change to be able to get the same results? So I just had an open mind. This fell into my lap. I just had an open mind, so I just researched it more and more. And what I came to understand is the magic of part-time. So I currently study full-time. I'm studying a business degree in Newcastle, and I'm working part-time on my fortune. And how I'm doing that is just trying to band together with young people. I mean, we're the most socially connected generation ever to exist. We should use that to our advantage, and that's really what we're doing here. We're banding together just to do something different. I mean, if you do something different, you're going to get different results, and that's how I really see it. So, like, guys, what I want to do now is introduce you to the guy who I've been working with. He's been helping me like crazy. He's a friend, but I've never actually met him real life. I mean, that's the magic of social media. I can talk to this guy. He's in America, 4:30 in the morning, helping me, and I'm here 6:30 in the night. I'd just like to welcome John Clifford on the call. If you could just kind of introduce your story, what the company actually is, and how people can kind of fit into their lives and how it can benefit them. You might have to unmute your microphone, John. John, can you unmute your microphone?
Boom. Back in
There we go.
business. 4:30 in the morning, man. I'm not as sharp as I normally
Yeah,
am. My
sure,
apologies.
sure.
No, but I thank you so much for having me on your call, and I appreciate everybody giving me a few minutes of your time so I can kind of let you into to my world, what this has been for me over these last 2 years, the transformation I've done, and the transformation that I've seen within this company. But before I dive into that, one of the things that Riley just talked about was the beauty of part-time. And in this industry of network marketing, this roughly $180 billion industry of network marketing, 89% of people do this part-time. Riley just mentioned that he is at university, and you wouldn't believe how many people have either full-time jobs or are currently in university that decide to take a walk down this path and take a look at the industry of network marketing and move along and build a network marketing business. So if you are one of those individuals that are instantly saying, oh, I don't know if I have time for this, this is especially for you. If you don't have time to do the things that you want to do, if you're not creating time, you're never going to have time. And that's really the purpose of why we have decided to build network marketing businesses, is just simply so we can have a little bit more freedom to do the things that we enjoy, the things that we love. But this industry, wow. If you aren't familiar with it, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with it. It has created more millionaires than any other profession outside of professional athletics. Here in America, the statistics are incredible, geared for the young ladies and women in the industry. 82% of women who made a six-figure income last year did it through the direct sales industry. So when you put that down on paper and you dissect it, to say that 82%, over 4 out of 5 women who made a six-figure income did it through the industry of direct sales it's mind-blowing. So this industry, I was introduced to it a little over 2 years ago. I had never done anything like this before. I had never heard of anything like this before. I was invited graciously to check it out, but I kind of sat there with my arms crossed. I didn't know what to think. I was being introduced to a company called VIMA. It was an acronym that stood for vitamins, essential minerals, mangosteen, and aloe vera, and instantly I wrote it off. It wasn't something that was interesting to me. It wasn't something that was exciting to me, but I began to hear some of the success stories. I was hearing about people who are in our age demographic, that 20, sometimes 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25-year-old age demographic that were picking up part-time incomes while they were in university. I was hearing about the more extreme cases of individuals that have busted their tails and started building six-figure incomes, $250,000 a year, $500,000 a year, $1 million a year. And I'm not here to paint the picture of rainbows and butterflies and unicorns and talk about how you can become a millionaire overnight, because that's definitely not going to happen in regards to overnight. But to see and meet and listen and learn to people in our age demographic that have gone on to make very, very, very significant incomes through this industry, I decided to uncross my arms for a minute, open up and listen and learn about this company. And the fact of the matter is this: what we do with VIMA is just simply what we've done our entire lives. And that's how simple this can be if you go down that path. VIMA is a health and wellness company. We specialize in liquid nutrition. Our company, our CEO, BK Barreco, he won Executive of the Year last year. It's the same award that Steve Jobs previously won. Tons and tons and tons of credibility. They've won over 130 awards within the last 3 years. Brand new Health Product of the Year at the American Business Awards. If credibility is what you're looking for, I suggest you go to vima.com, www.vemma.com/awards. You see what this company has done over the last decade, and you'll be as blown away as we are. But our health and wellness company, VIMA, specializes in liquid nutrition. We are creating alternatives to what is already relevant. Our CEO looked at the energy drink market, realized that it was a $12 billion industry in 2012 that was projected to grow to $21 billion in 2017. He said, wow, there's not a healthy alternative on the market. Why not create a healthy alternative to Red Bull, to Monster, to Rockstar, to V? He looked at the iced tea market, realized that it was the one of the most consumed beverages on the planet next to water. So what did he do? He created a healthy alternative to iced tea. He looked at the super juice market, realized that that was booming. So what did he do? He created a super juice, added 20 milligrams of silica for natural hair, skin, and nails. He looked at the weight loss and weight gain, the muscle gain industry, and realized how crazy that has really become over the last decade. How many people want to either get in shape, lose a little bit of weight, or put on a little bit of muscle. And he created this line called Body. It specializes in, again, either weight loss or weight gain, depending on your goals. He got partnered up with Chris and Heidi Powell, who have the #1 reality show in the world, Extreme Makeover, Weight Loss Edition. They created clinically proven nutrition. This is not our opinion that this is good stuff. It's clinically proven, backed by science, award-winning nutrition. And so what they did is they just simply began to launch a business model that's based on the 21st century. Instead of spending money on traditional advertising, billboards, endorsements, they said, you know what, we're going to take 50% of what we earn as a company and give it back to people like Sarah, back to people like Riley, back to people like myself. They are going to distribute the wealth amongst the satisfied customers that say, you know what, I like the way this tastes, you should try it. It's as simple as that. When you go to the cinema and you see a phenomenal movie, you either recommend it or you don't recommend it. You go to a restaurant, you get great food, great service, good prices, you probably recommend that restaurant. You hear new music, you're either sharing it on Facebook or you're never listening to that song again. It's that simple. We do it every single day, and we have been doing it every single day for years and years and years and years, and we've just simply never been paid. So when you have the right opportunity, you have the right company, you have the right leadership, you have the right training, it becomes very, 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 very easy to just simply recommend something the appropriate way, something that you already have an emotional attachment to, something that you enjoy. So for the last 2 years, I've been mentored and coached by people who have earned millions and millions of dollars through this industry. They've been in this industry of network marketing for 34 years. And it was as simple as this. This is what to say. This is what not to say. This is what to do. This is what not to do. This is how to build a business. This is how not to build a business. This is how to appropriately ask a question. See if someone is relevant to improving their health. See if this is relevant to someone who would like to add an extra income stream. I love these products. I would consume them whether I got paid or not. It's that simple. I love the way they taste. I love the way I feel, and I just simply recommend that. Over the last 2 years, that has turned into a full-time income for myself. When I got started 2 years ago, I was in a position in my life where I had $400 left in my bank account. I was unemployed. I didn't know if I should go back to uni. I didn't know if I should pick up a part-time job, a full-time job. I got connected with Vemma. I got connected with leadership, and I simply started building a business a little bit every single day. And over the last 2 years, again, it's turned into a full-time income for myself. I've had the privilege to do what I want to do. And that's the most important thing that I want you guys to take away from this. Whether it's Vemma or whether it's something else that you're passionate about in life, you have to find time for yourself. Very passionate about travel. I've been privileged enough to come down to Australia and work with the teams down there. I've been privileged enough to shoot over to the United Kingdom and work with the teams over there. I've been privileged to travel throughout the Caribbean, throughout the world, and that's what I'm passionate about. That's what I want to do with my life, is see the world, meet new people, and that's exactly what this has allowed me to do. So that's enough about my story. You guys, again, as promised, you have the privilege of listening to some phenomenal people who have had some phenomenal results for themselves. Sarah is definitely one of those individuals. I didn't know Sarah until a few weeks ago, and she is one of those selfless leaders that wants to help people, whether they're in her team or not. She's just recently been speaking right alongside some of the wealthiest individuals in our company. She's had a phenomenal track record thus far in Vemma, and she's one of the top income earners over there in Australia. So, Sarah, man, I'll pass it over to you. Looking forward to hearing what you have to say.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Riley. All right, 2 seconds. All right, so we're really excited to share this with you. Okay, so maybe you're looking for something new, something different, something to supplement what you're currently doing. All right, so whether you're hearing about this for the first time, keep an open mind. All right, what you're going to hear about and what you have been hearing about, it's not necessarily new. It's been around for about 100 years, but what you're going to be hearing about is something that that's new in our industry, that's for every age demographic. Okay, so just quickly, my name is Sarah Plumpton. I'm 24 years old. I'm your Australian Diamond Leader. I've been involved in this for about a year now. So over the last 6 or so years since school, I've done so much study from typical girl things like hairdressing, beauty therapy. I've done my diplomas in business, hospitality, management, personal training, doing my Cert 4 right now, and just finishing up with a marketing course. But I'm from a family with parents who have built very successful businesses and only really worked for themselves over their lifetime. So with all of that, I've always wanted to be a business owner. It's obviously just harder nowadays with the economy being so terrible. So I just couldn't really afford to just take that risk of spending a couple of $100,000, opening a business or a franchise. Okay, so that's when I found out about what this is, and I found out through my friend Mia on the Sunshine Coast, and then I got on a call with a Vima ambassador, Brock Morton. Okay, so I locked my spot in by ordering some product, which is all we do. All we're doing is buying these drinks, consuming them, and sharing them with our friends. So yeah, I locked my spot in, went overseas for 2 months, came back, and then went up to Mackay and started building this business and taking it seriously. So this business, I understand that it doesn't cost you more money. Okay, we're not selling you anything. We're not telling you, there's no sign-up fees. There's no freaking sign on the dotted line. You got to do this till you die. Okay, so all we are doing is we are networking products we are already consuming. Okay, in the most socially connected generation, in the worst economy since the Great Depression. All right, that makes sense. All it is a transfer from one pocket to another. Okay, so I know for a fact that you guys know someone who takes multivitamins, omega-3s, drinks protein shakes, takes pre-workouts, drinks shitty, poisonous energy drinks, right? You guys know someone that does that. If you don't personally, you know someone who does. So it's basically like saying, hey, don't drink that, drink this. It's really good for you. If you hate it, hate the taste, think I'm ugly, think I'm stupid, whatever, you can send it back after 30 days and get your money back, right? So I don't know any other company that'll do that. So just quickly, in companies, there's a few phases, okay, and there's two that I just want to quickly touch on right now, and that's the foundation phase and the momentum phase. All right, so the foundation phase is where a company is new, they're launching their products, their comp plans, etc. People are just starting to hear about it for the first time. But Vima, we've been around for 11 years. We're founded in Scottsdale, Arizona, 3 years in Australia. People still do not know about this, okay? So what happens? People reject it. They say it's too good to be true. Well, you know what? If everything's too good to be true, what will be true? You will never find a true opportunity, right? Okay, so humans, we're naturally resistant to change. But let's get something straight, okay? If you want to be wealthy, you need to recognize a trend before it becomes obvious to the public eye. That's where wealth is truly created. Recognizing it before everyone else does. Now, there's roughly, 3,000 people doing this in Australia. That's like finding out about Facebook when it had 3,000 users, all right? So think about that. The second phase that I want to talk about is the momentum phase, okay? That's where, the exponential growth and increase happens in a company. So it's basically this huge, massive explosion. That's the golden phase that a company, every company dreams of hitting, all right? It's a phase where companies are turning over the billions every single year. So Vima, last year we grew $100 million in sales in 1 year. All right, so we're in our 11th year of the company, currently doing about $330 million a year in sales. Okay, so but get this, all right? So Amway, Avon, all those other companies that have been around for 40 plus years, they're all turning over the billions. They hit their momentum phase in the 70s. Okay, and what's something we didn't have in the 70s, guys? We didn't have the internet. Okay, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have Instagram, we didn't have Skype, we didn't have Google Hangouts, which is what we're talking on right now. Twitter, social medias, we didn't have smartphones, okay? We, as a generation, the young people, we blew that up, okay? We are the most socially connected generation. If you aren't making money from your phone in the next, year to 5 years, you're seriously doing something wrong, okay? So if Avon, which is purely for women, all right, makeup, mums rubbing lotions on each other's backs, all that sort of stuff, can hit $11 billion a year. Imagine what Vima can do when we're currently tapping into 3 mega trends worth over $200 billion, right? We have something for everyone and every age demographic. Okay, guys, so I already own an electrical training company, so I have a traditional business as well as a non-traditional business, which is obviously the Vima, so I can confidently say that Vemma is the most fair and ethical way to make money, okay? So take the money away, the products away, what's left, and that's the people. And, that's why I'm talking to you guys, helping Riley out, sharing this opportunity with you, which, mind you only heard about through invitation, okay? The people I've met along my journey with this company is honestly the one thing that's kept me going, okay? That's kept me here. Sure, the money is great, but the friendships I made are literally lifelong friendships, some of which are the best I've ever had in my life. Okay, so understand that all Vemma is, as a concept, as a movement, the YPR, Young Professional Revolution, all it is a vehicle to help you pursue your dreams. Part-time, full-time, whatever. A part-time job is considered 20 hours a week. So for me, I've made more money doing a freaking hobby than I have any other full-time job I've had in my life. All right. So in closing, guys, there's 3 types of people. 1, people that make it happen. 2, people that watch it happen. 3, people that go, what the hell just happened? All right. So what one are you? For anyone out there who's wanting to make more money, live life with more freedom, whether that's financially or time freedom, get in the best shape of their health, health-wise and financially, I encourage you, get back to Riley, get back to Brody, Sean, whoever brought you on this call, get your questions answered, hit us all up. We want to teach you the ins and outs of this company and industry so you can actually start living a life, okay? So the average age for retirement in Australia is 72. Okay, that's insane. I would rather work a hard, proven system of 3 to 5 years with people I choose to work with, like-minded, motivated, driven, positive people, than another 40-plus years, take a holiday every 2 to 5 years, retire when I'm 60, then die. Okay, that to me, that just doesn't make sense. I believe we are put here to serve a higher purpose than just to be a slave to a dollar. Okay, so when I first heard about this, obviously I didn't understand everything, okay, but it made complete sense to me. Okay, like I said before, all we're doing is networking products people are already consuming, all right? And by doing this, it's through basically word of mouth advertising, so which is something we do every single day, from the cars we drive, the clothes we wear, movie referrals. That's a really good one. You like a movie, you go tell your friend Sean about it. He goes and sees that the CEO sends you a check in the mail saying, "Hey Sarah, thanks for sending your mate to this movie. Here's $20." Okay, so every single day we are doing the type of advertising that we are getting paid for. Just you're not. All right, but with Vemma, you're provided with the information you need to build a successful business, okay, as well as obviously an incredible support system, and a system to help you literally every step of the way. You don't just buy a product and then get the boot and see you later. Like, we're here to help you, okay. In closing, this has been seriously the best decision I've ever made, okay. Like I said before, it's not about the money, but I've made more money in this part-time in my year than I have any other full-time job. Okay, and that's basically, doing less than 20 hours a week. So that's basically a hobby. All right. So if you don't have the time, like John said, this is something you need, because life is something truly precious and we need to enjoy it. And if you don't have the time to enjoy it, then you need to do something about that. So I'm going to hand it back to Riley. I think I've said enough. But thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you guys soon. If you have any questions, hit me up, hit John up, hit Riley up. Let's get them answered.
Alrighty, thank you, Sarah. A whole bunch of knowledge there, guys. I just want to touch on when I first started this, first heard about this, pretty much all of it just went over my head. I mean, it's something so different. There's a different concept. I didn't kind of understand it at first, but just because I had an open mind, I wanted to hear about it more. I wanted to do more, so I just researched it, got in contact with John and Sarah, and started talking about it more. Like, as I said, this is different. All we are doing is just switching our consuming habits from one product that we already spend money on to a healthy alternative, and then we're just sharing it with our friends. I mean, I share it with my nan, with my parents, with everyone I know, because I fully believe that it's healthy for you. It is super good for you, and you have the opportunity of turning into a full-time income or just an income on the side. So, like, if you're doubting yourself that you can do it, like, your past and your present does not determine where you're going to go in the future. It's just a building block to where you want to take it. It's like where you go from now is going to determine where you end up in the future. You can make a decision to go, no, this isn't for me, I'm just going to wait, I'm just going to work. All right, like, that's not for me. I do not want to work for 40 years for 40% of my income to retire, to go overseas once, and then struggle. I mean, my skill set has grown so much in this. It is just a whole package to, like, better yourself. So yeah, like, whoever invited you here, just get back to them, get your questions answered. I'm open to talk all night, every day. Got uni in the J, but that's all right. You can do this on the part-time. I fit it around my schedule. Also, guys, excuses don't get you paid, so if you're going to make excuses, that's fine, but it's going to happen with or without you. Just make a decision and hold by your decision and get your answers. I'd just like to thank John and Sarah. Killing it, guys. Keep up the good work, and thank you for helping our team out. This time next week, let's get a few people on the call and see where this can really take you guys, because it's working for us, it can work for you as well. All right, thanks, guys.